I just want to say, this is hard today. It's April 21st, 2026, 19 years from the day that my brother was killed. Like I said, I'm not gonna harp on the negatives. It's been a hard month for me. Like, this entire month been tough just because I can't not think about my brother. My brother is the reason why I'm here today. Everything I had was because of him. Like, whether it was a lie or just motivation, it pushed me. Like, everything that I thought of for the last 20 years been based around, 19 years today, was based around my brother. Just like we always, I can't say me. I always find things to motivate myself with. For instance, when my father got killed, one of the last conversations me and my father had was a kid at school. Now, my father told me to stop fighting in school, wait till after school. So I told the kid, I'm going to put these hands on you after school. It wasn't that nicely spoken, but that's what I said. I get a call down to the office. They saying that I hit the kid and broke his glasses. Now, my dad didn't believe me when I told him I didn't hit the kid. I never put my hands on the kid. I was going to wait and get him at the school. But because I had lied so many times prior to that, I wasn't believed. So at this time now, after losing my father, one of the things I said after he died, that one of my promises was, I'm not going to lie again. And unfortunately, I hurt a lot of feelings unintentionally. Like, I don't set out to be an asshole. I don't set out to just hurt people's feelings, but I believe I should always be honest. And one of the things I'm learning now, that I should be honest, but while being honest, I don't have to be harsh. I used to believe that sometimes you had to be harsh to be kind, but that's just something the assholes say. And I am a recovering asshole. So basically, Sarge Elite was started just to help kids. I had a kid. I was with another program, so we're going to start from the beginning. I started with Camden County Technical School after I was a trainer for Yusef Mack and helping him train to get ready for all his boxing matches, which was one of the best things he did for me. It was crazy because before Sarge got killed, he was supposed to be the one doing that. He was supposed to be going to the training camp, helping get ready for his fights. And he brought me along just to help clear my mind, and two, help him with utilizing my military training to help get better with his stamina. I apologize, but I do have a speech impediment. I stuttered bad as a child and struggled to pronounce words. So I try my best to pronounce my words to the fullest extent of each word. But Sarge was supposed to go to the camp. He couldn't go because he died. And I took a year just to get my mind right and also to continue my rehab, because it took me almost 5 years to be able to walk after my military injuries. So on top of me not being able to walk and going through losing my brother, I took a step back and I moved to Georgia. I was in Georgia for over a year. Things wasn't working out, so I came back up to Jersey and took a job, and also with me and my daughter mom splitting just to be closer to my daughter. So me coming here allowed me to reconnect with family members, and I reconnected. First one was Damon. He was around 10 at this time, out Paulsboro, and he's doing his thing. At that time, he's a football player, and I remember telling him he wanted the Cam Newton cleats, and I took him and Beavers to go get all the cleats so they can have for the uniforms, the cleats, the rib protectors, and I told him in order to get the Cam Newton cleats, you got to go out there and score 20 touchdowns, because you can't be out there just wearing all the hot shit and you ain't the hottest individual on the field. So that's how everything started with me with the kids. And I would get kids I go to Philly, get Youssef kids at the time before Bear got killed. Back in the day, I would go get him a little Youssef, bring them to Jersey. And same thing, every weekend we working out. Right? We're not just sitting in the house playing the game. You're going to go work out and then you can come play the game. So as I progressed, I started getting more kids. At work, and if someone talked to me, it was crazy because I met this kid, Caleb's mom, at the virtual when I was getting my tonsils removed. And then I met her through a mutual friend because her friend was like, she had a kid who needed help. So I went to go speak with the kid. And then I started working with him because he was a good kid. So I figured, good kid, good upbringing, single mom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to help him. And in the midst of me helping him, he got a scholarship to St. Andrews. The next year, I got to help DeMonte, and DeMonte ended up going to New Mexico Highlands. Then after that, it was Quinn. I got to also work with Quinn brothers, Quincy and Quentin. While they was at Dell State, they would come home, and I got to work with them on strength and conditioning while they was home. So I was just always working with kids. But in the midst of their mind, going to high school and we trying to get him recruited now, I had coaches saying he had to be playing. They wanted to see him play AAU basically because they just want to, see the kids in a different environment than a high school because South Jersey High School isn't a true representation of basketball in most cases back in the early 2010s. So with their mind, we going to schools and now we got to find an AAU program because on the high school level it's already a little touchy because you so restricted on what you can do with the kids on the high school level. They restrict you from interacting with the kids, helping the kids. You can't help the kids. Now, at the end of the day, when the kids are playing, you want all the kids to be good, so you need extra training. Everybody need to be training and working out together so we can get better for the season. So we go to do the AAU thing, and I'm like, nah, I'm not really into coaching anymore, man. I'm trying to get away from this. Like, I keep trying to get away from coaching, but I get pulled in, I do the AAU, and while I'm doing the AAU, it's going well. It's going well. But then it's always a disconnect for some reason when I work with other individuals. Because sometimes people feel like I'm trying to take over, which I'm never trying to take over. I'm trying to do what's best for the kids. And sometimes what's doing best for the kids seem like you trying to do something extra in someone else's eyes. Because they feel like you doing extra for the kids is making the kids like you more than they like me. And to me, it was never about that. It was always going to be about the program and not me, not any other individual. It's always going to be about the program. It's going to be about the kids. So when I take my next steps, we move on to another program. And me and this individual, we just can't coexist as coaches anymore. Because when me being who I am, my voice is always going to stand where it is. He felt some kind of way about the way the kids responded to me as to respect to how they respond to him. So we just had to go our separate ways. And it was working out initially, but then you have, when you're in a program, they taking money from these kids. So you paying $1,500 for your kids to play, and on top of your kids playing, they getting playing time. But they playing in these low tournaments. It sounded good on paper, but it's not really giving what you needed to give as far as where it comes to getting these kids to the best possible position. So after going through different battles and arguing with individuals over different things, whereas though you took money from this kid's parents, so now this kid got to play, and me personally, I'm never going to be the one that's going to go out here and play a bunch of kids. I'm going to play the kids that's going to help me win by 20 because everybody else get in when the game's close. But when the game's on the line, I'm playing mine. Like, I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to hear about who mom paid what. I'm trying to hear about who can go out here and help us win this game. That's all that matters to me. So I had walked away. Once again, I walked away because like I said, I'm not capable of dealing with individuals who have different motives when it comes to this thing, where I'm only trying to do what I can to get these kids to college. That was my goal, and that's what I went out and did, and that's what it was all about. So the following season, I have a kid. I took the kid Tyler. I'm like, listen, we had a long ride back from Pittsburgh to Jersey, and I'm telling him he performed horribly. The whole team, they just wasn't themselves. And I found out years later that they partaked in some things that they shouldn't have, and it slowed them down on the court. And that's one of the things I preach and why I do the small groups as well, because when you have these big groups, when you're traveling with 5-6 teams, you can't keep track of everybody, and you can't control what they're doing while you're in your own sleep. So you got to make sure you really keep an eye on these kids. So I talked to the kid. His dad died. My dad died. So I figured we had that connection already. And I just told him, I'm going to help get you to college. That's what I told him. And he came to live with me. And while he was living with me, we worked out 6 days a week, 3 times a day. And in the midst of us working out, I'm like, it's time to, start thinking about what we're going to do AAU. And with the AAU now, I'm like, you know what? We're going to start our own thing. And it was going to be Sarge. So Sarge Elite just made sense. Tyler, Mayor, KJ was downstairs. I gave them a few names to think about. They came up and they told me the name was going to be Sarge Elite. Then I let them design the uniforms. And we got the ripping and rolling. We got the uniforms now. We got the name. And now we getting the players. We already had, the Twins had played with us with the Kings Unlimited. So all the kids that was there was the first ones who had the opportunity to come with us, because we was only doing one team. It was only going to be for the class of 22, 23. That was the only class that was going to be able to play with us, because we wanted to stay on the path and go out here and compete at the highest level possible. And me being just one person, and I had my brother to help. Even Devon at this time, even though he was still in high school, he was helping out. So we get the kids, and we take this thing on the road now. And we only, due to COVID, we only got to play a couple tournaments. But in those couple tournaments, these kids was really showing out. We was able to beat some big time local programs, and that was cool for here. But now, the thing that separated me from everybody else is, I know it wasn't a drip, because we came in dripped up. We got shoes, we got bags, we got sweats, we got the whole shebang, because I'm just me, so we gonna do it big or we not gonna do it. But on top of all that, now we have videos showing kids playing like they can really get up in the up-tempo style. They can get up the courts. They can hit shots. They can cut to the basket when the ball's rotating. You see kids, every pass, you see somebody cutting. So you see people making basketball plays. And then you see something that you don't see on the AAU circuit is man-to-man defense. You see us playing aggressive man-to-man defense. So everything just took off from there. Like, even though my path started first in boxing, then in football, and now I'm in basketball, because this was a conversation I had was when I started, because I was trying to find a gym, and Tory Brooks of League Bound Academy and League Bound Training, he gave me the gym space, and he gave me a price that I could live with. He gave me a price under what I could live with, which I was always thankful for, because he gave me a platform for these kids where I was able to do everything I was doing at the time, as far as the late night training sessions where I'm opening the gym up to the public, where they come in, play 3-on-3, so the kids get to play with older kids. Like, the kids got to play with kids who are going to be in this year's draft. Quadair Copeland, Yaxel, like, who else came through? Rasheer, but Rasheer was with us. Will Norman, big Will over there, went to Florida. He's at Troy now. Tyler is still fighting his battles to get to the NBA. We had some dogs, but our kids got to play against those kids. Quadair came, I ain't gonna hold you. Quadair came to the gym and killed every last one of them. Tyler wasn't playing at the time. Will had a hamstring. Tyler hurt his back. So everybody else, he murdered them. He came to the gym and just dropped bodies. So it was good, though, because the kids got to play against a kid like him who everybody knew he was going D1. Like, we all knew he was going D1. So the fact they got to play with him was good for them. And then we get a couple of kids from the Rowan Junior College team. They come, and it was crazy because my high school kids was really they was doing their thing even though playing these kids. Even at that time, Boomer was in middle school and we had Boomer in there. I was just looking at videos of it's crazy when I look at the basketball. We doing basketball, then we go to the back and do the football training because Will was transitioning from basketball to football at the time, and we had him and Boomer in the back. I got a video of Will, Boomer, and Samaj while we doing the football drills. So it's just to be able to look back at all these kids and see how many lives I was able to touch. And not only that, how many lives was touching me because all these kids saved me. I kept my brother's name alive to put positivity out here. But these kids, they really saved me because they gave me something that I didn't have at the time, which was my passion back. I was a walking zombie after I lost my brother. And my son, I would never stop thinking about the fact that I took his childhood from him. Every time I talk to people, the guys I wish I could have had that, where we traveling every weekend, we in the gym every week. You get to be in the gym 6 days a week. Most kids are killed for that, but when it's given to you, it's not easily accepted, in my opinion. But everything just went into place. Everything just fell into place for me. The kids fell into place for me. I didn't go out and seek kids. They were seeking me out. And when the kids came and seeked me out, they, like I said, even with Tyler, I was going to train him, but he wasn't going to stay with me initially. He was just going to be training. Another kid, Josh, was actually supposed to come move in with me. But then his mom changed his mind about him moving in. They moved to a different school district, and he stayed with his mom, and Tyler moved into that slot. So Tyler took Josh's room. And from there, it was just all, and the first initially it was the summer where you had Tyler, Mayor, Josh to come over on the weekends, George. It was another kid there because I know it's Lamar was there. We just had a bunch of kids in the house, and we was working though. We was working. And I just appreciated these kids because honestly, as sad as this month had been for me, these kids made my months easy. Even today, a day like today, I gotta wish James and Jasir happy birthday because it's their birthday. And those two kids, James, one of my favorite point guards. Him and Nas really were my favorite point guards just because of the way they see the floor and get their teammates involved. But James will always make the perfect pass. And even the state championship game, James gave them the lead, got in foul trouble. When he came back in the game, the whole game dynamic changed. So he was definitely a true game changer. He one of them kids who I know could have made it far. And sometimes I just wonder, if I could have, what else I could have done to make him believe in himself the way I believed in him. Because I truly believed in his basketball abilities, which was there, evidence. Defense is the hardest thing for most kids to do. And James and Jasir both, defense was their calling cards. And once Jasir developed that jump shot, then James developed his shot first. Then Jasir started coming back to the gym because he saw James putting in work and James getting in shape. So it motivated him. And like I said, they motivated me. They kept me going. They made this so easy. On the outside, many people don't know how much I sacrifice mentally, financially, and physically to do this. There's a lot of work going into trying to build something on your own and trying to build something for somebody else. You're not building it for you. You're trying to build it for the people around you. So I'm trying to build this for the kids and get them that safe space. And on top of it being a safe space for them, it was a safe space for me because every time I see them doing something successful, especially when they wore the jersey, it was a great thing because I see Sarge, basically you see Sarge jersey out there going crazy on the court. So that was a blessing to me because you never get over losing something that's that close to you. My brother was the closest thing to me, the only man in this world I trusted. To this day, I still have trouble trusting words. But as my brother said something, I believe was going to happen. And when he died, and that's the biggest point of this is, we don't get the opportunity to see tomorrow sometimes. When my brother called me that day, 19 years ago. He gave me a call and he told me to come grab something over in Philly. I was in Jersey at the time. I was living in Delaware, but when he called me, I was in Jersey because my daughter mom was pregnant. I was over at her house. And when he called, I was playing the game, and I'm like, all right, bet. I'm running home tomorrow, so I'm gonna just come see you tomorrow, and we'd go from there. Tomorrow never came. Tomorrow didn't come. Instead, I had to go to the hospital, and by the time I got to the hospital, he was gone. The best thing is, though, I got to send him home. I got to send him home. I got to clean him. I got to put his body in the grave, and I got to make sure every single piece of dirt went on his body before I left that graveyard. You never know what's out there for you, and you never know what's around the corner for you. We always think that we got time to do things. Today is the day. Today is the day for you to go ahead and do what you're putting off to do tomorrow, because tomorrow you might not have the opportunity to do what you're saying you're going to do. Why wait tomorrow to do what you can do today? Tomorrow may never come for you, just like it didn't come for me and my brother. Like, he made it to see 30. This year, I made it to see 48. It's crazy because the life I live now, as a kid, I never imagined being able to, imagined being in a position to help others the way I have, to give the way I have given. Excuse me, the free training is one thing, but I was also able, and Samantha, I love you. Like, when she called, she thanked me. She don't know what she did for me. Like, because even her, once everybody have, like I said, everybody have a journey. So the kids who I started Sarge Elite with, most of them elevated. Tyler and Rasher ended up going to Scholars Elite. And Will ended up making his transition to football. And when he made that transition to football, he ended up going to first St. Thomas More. Then he ended up at IMG Academy. And everything took off for them. So now I have Samantha here. She's at Violin High School, and we working on her, which was crazy because she ended up going back her sophomore year after working out with me all summer, and she went crazy on the court. It's like crazy. I remember the second game. She scored, I think, 25 points in the second quarter. She didn't play in the second half of that game. She had 30 points in that game in her second game after working out. And from there, everything was taken off. And now she sent me a message about 2 weeks ago that really made my year. She's just her third year of college, but she's already getting ready to graduate. And she is the very first recipient of the Sarge Elite Scholarship Fund. So the Sarge Elite Scholarship Fund is for kids in high school who has a GPA over 3.5, receives a scholarship equivalent to D2 or higher. So you have to get an academic scholarship, you have to get an athletic scholarship. And what we do with the Sarge Elite Scholarship is we cover the tuition that's not covered by your scholarship. And just like many of the young men that came to our program who got to go to school and ended up not having to pay anything, she get to go to school and graduate with a bachelor's degree with no financial restrictions once she leaves school. Because the hardest part for a college graduate is having to pay back the money that they use to educate you. So while you trying to establish yourself as an adult, you're paying anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000 a year just in that, paying back the student loan, excuse me. You paying back your student loan. So when you going back paying that student loan over this 20, 25 years, you done gave them back anywhere from $300,000 to $800,000 just to get associate's to a bachelor's degree. So I'm proud to say that in my brother's name, we got to help someone on the court and in the classroom. So she get to leave school with a bachelor's degree with zero financial responsibility when she leaves school. So she can go get her job and keep her money instead of paying back the interest on a loan that she needed to educate herself. And on top of that, she still get to play basketball at a D2 level. So it's all worked itself out into a great way. And this is the beginning, but we just still going. Like we're not stopping. Right now, and I have 3 younger kids, Kenny, Chase, and Zai, Mr. Tank, the weapon. My goal now is to focus on their path. Everybody's going now. Boomer just graduated. Well, he didn't even graduate yet. He's down in North Carolina right now working out with the team at UNC. But he was pretty much the last kid here who I had a connection to. So now I get to focus on the next generation. Because Sarge Elite might have started with one group, but the journey going to continue and the path going to stay the same. And after Samantha graduate, her scholarship would become available for another athlete possibly. And we also looking to help kids who are going through, we get a lot of kids who go to the private school. My children went to Catholic school, and I know they have programs for sponsorship and things of that nature. So that's another thing we do. If a kid eligible, you can reach out, Sarge Elite 2022 at gmail.com. And if you have a kid in a situation that need help as far as tuition, we help with that. Sarge Elite is here for the community now and forever. Because Sarge was here for me. Sarge was here for his community. You go through West Philly, you going to find someone who going to have something nice to say about him that he did for them. Because he really did help a lot of people. I know he did some things that people going to talk about negatively as well. But to me, his good overshadowed his bad. And his impact on my life was phenomenal. So forever, it's Sarge for me. And because Sarge was there for me, I get to be there for y'all. And I'm going to continue to be there for every single child that comes into my life. I'm here to help. I'm always here to help. And a lot of times we don't help each other. And that's the biggest issue I have with society today, because we as people need to start helping each other. And I'm here to help, so I'm going to see y'all on the next one. The next one is going to be a little bit more personable to me, to my upbringing, as far as why I love and support my black and brown women so much. I know a lot of people, especially in today's society, these white men want to talk down to the black women. They want us to hate the black women. They always want to separate us because they know the only thing more powerful than a single group of black men is black men who has been and continue to be supported by black women. And the reason why they hate that is because I'm sitting here as proof amongst you that the power of a black woman can truly embrace and change your life. Because starting when I was 15, when I had no one, and a woman who didn't know me from a can of spray paint, her son brought me to their house. She took me under her wing, and in a long line of strong black women who was there for me, guided me, educated me. It started with Barbara Simmons. And hell, that journey's still going on, because I have yet to meet a black woman who really wasn't out here trying to help the world, whether it was somebody in their family or, hell, me. Because a lot of times I see people, strangers, I meet them, I talk to them, and they don't know that something they said just really pushed my life up another level. So we going to get on all that on the next one. Y'all enjoy y'all night. Thanks y'all for hanging out with me tonight. And talking about this really did help me get past the pain of losing my brother today, 19 years ago. But y'all stay easy out here. Peace.